Raider Nation, what is the deal, man? Once again, it's the guy Panama Fargo, and I'm back to y'all live with another episode of the Raider Rundown. And today, man, we're gonna be discussing some of the top prospects the Raiders have talked to just before this NFL Combine gets underway. Who have they met with? Who are they going to meet with? Also, we're gonna discuss some of Antonio Pierce's little media session that he gave and some of the tidbits that he gave to the media. What do they mean? So, without further ado, let's go ahead, let's get the intro started, and let's get this show cracking. What is the deal, Raider Nation? Like I said, you're back for another episode of the Raider Rundown. Make sure you guys are tapping on the like and on the subscribe button. And please hit on that little notification bell so you get updated whenever I drop episodes, get updates like this right here. So like I said, we're going to go ahead and go over the top prospects Raiders have met with, going to meet with. Also, some of what Antonio Pierce said to the media today, right? Let's go ahead and dissect. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. First prospect we got to go ahead and talk about that they talked to NC State linebacker. What's his name? Peyton Wilson. Sorry about that. Got a brain fart, bro. Peyton Wilson. All right, that is the first name that they have spoke to there at the NFL Combine. He said he's had several informal meetings with the Raiders. So already that's one linebacker. Also, they met with Michigan linebacker Junior Colson. Okay, so that's two linebackers the Raiders have met with during this process. Nothing on anybody else. Cedric Gray, Jeremiah Trotter, none of those guys. But I'm sure the Raiders will meet with them at some point. But as of right now, it looks like the Raiders are deep diving into that linebacker situation. Very interesting. No telling things, but it's interesting. They're already meeting with two nice prospects. Okay, as far as the linebackers goes. Next, they said they have met with Alabama edge Chris Braswell. Okay, so they're still meeting with a lot of defensive linemen. Okay, we're talking about Jose Newton. They've had meetings with him. He said he likes to fit between him and the Raiders a lot, so that would also be a good fit. He's been mocked to us a lot. Byron Murphy, a guy that he said looking forward to meet with the Raiders as well. So that's a guy that's been mocked to us at 13 as well. So the Raiders are making a very, very concerted effort to go ahead and get into the trenches. All right. Also on the quarterback news, they've met with Jaden Daniels. All right. So everybody that was tripping on that, they've already met with Jaden Daniels. Caleb Williams was on the docket, I believe, today. And at the same time, Drake May has yet to be talked to, but he will be talked to. They haven't talked to JJ McCarthy. They probably will do that. Right. So they're talking to all the top prospects as far as the quarterback goes. Also, at the same time, as far as this, we haven't heard anything as far as the cornerbacks or anything like that, but the two positions that I feel like they've been scouting the most have been the linebackers and have been the defensive linemen. Very, very telling. At the same time, free agency is around the corner. So like I said, whatever they do in free agency is going to determine how they attack the draft. But as of right now, we seeing them meet with some of these nice prospects. They get me excited, man. Some of these guys have very good names on them. They also, I don't know if I talked about this, but Denarius Robinson, the edge from Missouri, met with him after the Senior Bowl. That was a guy that was on my radar, and I had to go search him up even more. That was the same thing with Wilson, right? Linebacker from NC State. These are guys that were at the Senior Bowl. Why do I say that? Because our D-line coach, Rob Leonard, was at the Senior Bowl, right? So there's already familiarity with some of the guys that they spoke to, right? And some of the guys that they worked with on their defensive side of the ball. So that's going to be real nice, real nice seeing how the Raiders progress and scout some of these players as we continue in the process for the NFL Combine, right? So we already know some of the quarterbacks aren't throwing. We already know the top quarterbacks aren't throwing at all. But at the same time, right now, this is just to get everything and all the ducks in order, right? To learn the prospect. As of right now, we know Jaden Daniels, okay? But we're getting to know Caleb Williams. We're gonna get to know Drake May, but we all know Jaden Daniels is the prospect, right? That's the guy that we're looking at that can be a real target for us if we were to move up. All right. So speaking of move up, we're gonna dissect Antonio Pierce's comments today that he gave to the media. And he said something along the lines of this, which really made me sit there and say, okay, he might be serious. Antonio Pierce is not interested in any more band-aids at the quarterback position, says Vinny Bonsignor. That's old, Antonio Pierce says. If it means being aggressive and trading up for a franchise QB, that's my personality. I'm a go-getter. At the end of the day, like I've been saying, it's on the table. I know some people don't want to hear it, but trading up is on the table. And it's a real possibility. And I think for us, we need to explore that possibility before we do anything else like sign Russell Wilson and Kirk. I think that's the move. Because like I've been saying, it's a band-aid that continuously is put on this quarterback position for this team. And we're continuously in the same boat years upon years. Like we're kicking the can down the road just to meet the same fate. Back again with no quarterback answer. It's looking grim. And instead of having a long-term solution, we try to get somebody that's going to be a quick fix. When will we learn? Right? Like I think at least try. I'm not saying it's a must because it takes two to tango, right? And another team has to want to trade down and trade with the Raiders. But as long as the Raiders try, I have nothing to speak on, right? Like I don't care. It's good with me as long as the Raiders try to do that. And I think that should be their first attempt at trying to get their quarterback, is to try to get their guy in the draft. But y'all already know how I feel, man. So once again, those are some of the top prospects the Raiders have met with. As far as Antonio Pierce's comments, you heard what he said about the quarterback position. Also, I think I talked about it in my video yesterday, right? He's trying to build a bully. He wants tough, physical, fast players, right? And I know that's something that you might go ahead and talk about, you know, when you talk about a football player in general. But at the end of the day, this is about when we play teams, they gonna feel us, right? They gonna feel us because we coming with a physicality that's not gonna be matched. Rarely if it's gonna be matched, right? Also, you coming with that ill intent. Everything that Antonio Pierce has described to us in this offseason, that's what he's looking for in these players. And at the same time, the cultural fit is something that's huge. Every time I hear Antonio Pierce speak, like whether it's the media today or whatever, cultural fit and guys who want to be in this uniform matter, right? It matters. And I think we have to take that into account. We do. Guys who want to be here, guys who want to be Raiders, guys who fit the scheme and fit the culture of what we got going on. And at the same time, they fit the traits that we're looking for, that ill intent, that physicality, that speed, right? Things that are going to help propel the Raiders and at the same time, right, lead us into the future, but also bring back some of that old shit that had us winning in the past. So, like I said, that's Antonio Pierce's comments. Every time I hear him speak, he solidifies, you know, what I think he wants in a player and why I think he's the right fit for the Raiders head coach. Last but not least, we got to talk about Michael Ratface Lombardi, right? I can't believe this man came out of his mouth and said just because he's from Compton, he does that mean he knows the Raider way? It's a joke. Motherfucker, what do you know about the Raider way? Like, you feel what I'm saying? Who are you? We don't know you. I don't give a, nobody cares about you, bro. Like, that's the whole thing. That's what it's funny. Motherfuckers who are irrelevant love to put themselves in the conversation when, you know, nobody wanted shit to do with them to begin with, right? Like, it's not like anybody in Raider Nation was like, damn, we're going to take Michael Lombardi's comments into account, right? Like, he must know what he's talking about. Nobody cares, right? Nobody cares. We were outraged you even thought you had the privilege to speak. Do you feel what I'm saying? Like, since when do we start letting peons speak, right? On shit about this, right? Like, stop, bro. Relax. Yeah, I thought it was a joke at first. I thought it was a joke. The underlying tones of certain things are hilarious, right? And certain people don't even notice what they do. But it's okay, right? We're gonna keep it pushing, chalk it up. Just some nerd that's trying to be in the circle, and also he mad that his son got fired on his day off. Come on, son. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it honest. It's bullshit what he's talking about, but at the end of the day, that's something we just gonna brush to the side, bro. Because when we do find success, that's the type of motherfucker we're gonna look at and laugh in their face. That's all. So once again, make sure you guys are hitting the like, hitting the subscribe button. Don't let guys like Michael Ratface Lombardi get you riled up, bro. We know what the Raider way is. What the fuck does he know about it? Let's relax off that. Once again, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Y'all know what time it is, and y'all know I always keep it authentic from the clouds to the ground on the Raider Rundown.
I need a bad bitch with an accent, serving in peace, still taxing. Just got tapped for the young cash app, moonwalking like a young Mike Jackson. Yeah, shots to the head, ride clean and still fuck feds. Realest nigga and it's on my kids, so who the fuck gon' wanna test me, bitch?